We have seen that when lightning strikes, it gives us some hint before the stroke. Yes, we hear thunders. However, in the case of earthquakes, it's completely different. This natural phenomenon does not give any kind of alarming signal before its arrival. So what do we do when it strikes? Let us take a look at a few measures that we need to keep in mind. Firstly, although we cannot predict earthquakes, we still know that a few areas are included under the seismic zone. That is the earthquake-prone zone. So people living in these areas need to remember a few things. While constructing homes, they need to get the home plan approved by a professional architect or a structural engineer. Usually homes in such areas have roofs which are very light and walls made up of mud or timber. Why is that? It's because homes built with heavy construction material can pose a danger to life when tremor strikes. Lighter structures ensure that even if the house collapses during an earthquake, the damage will be minimum. Now tell me, are there safety measures for homes in areas other than these zones? Of course, yes. Homes in the other regions should make sure that heavy objects are not kept at height from which they can easily fall. Also, cupboards and shelves should be attached or fixed to the wall. They should not be simply kept in support with the wall such that with a tremor they fall off easily. And not only cupboards or shelves, but even gadgets like water purifiers or water heaters and the glass frames or clocks should not be placed too high. They should be fixed to the walls properly so that the chances of them falling would minimize. Lastly, every building should have a fire extinguisher. Why do we need a firefighting equipment during an earthquake? Well, during an earthquake, many other accidents can occur simultaneously. This is because homes are equipped with cooking gas cylinders, with electronic gadgets, and also the wires that run throughout the buildings. Hence, fire extinguishers can come to our rescue during unexpected fire accidents. Now, this was about taking care of homes that we live in. But what about taking care of ourselves during an earthquake? The first thing we should not do is panic. Yes, when we panic, we end up making incorrect decisions. So instead of panicking, we just have to deal with the tremor by keeping in mind a few things. Now, there could be various situations. One of the situations is when we are outside our homes. In this case, if we are traveling in any vehicle like a car or a bus, we should not get out of it. We should try and remain inside the vehicle itself. If we are traveling on a two-wheeler like a bike or even a bicycle, we need to search for a safe spot. Yes, an open ground or simply an open space should be the option of choice. We should avoid taking shelter of trees, power lines, and huge buildings in such a case. And why is that so? It's simply because the tremor can cause these structures to collapse. Hence, open spaces are safest options during such situations. And what do we do when we are inside the house? First thing we should try doing is coming out of the house if we are on the floor near the ground level. And if reaching the base floor does not seem possible, then the best thing to do is to take shelter under a tabletop. Never take the lift in order to reach the ground floor. Yes, so getting under a table is one good option, making sure that it's not near a huge cupboard or a heavy object. Another thing we can do is lie down straight on the bed on our stomach. Again, we need to make sure that the bed is not placed next to a cupboard or any tall and heavy object. After lying on the bed, we need to cover our head with a pillow and make sure we do not get up till the tremor stops. Well, these were a few safety measures that we need to keep in mind when an earthquake strikes. All we need to do is not panic and take preventive measures which will most likely keep us safe.